Republic.
Very good evening, viewers. You're watching the Saturday edition of 6 Stories at 6 and I am Rakta Mishra with you. This evening, we're going to start with the chorus for justice for Ankita Bhandari that's only growing louder. Now, with the pressure mounting on the government, the Chief Minister, after meeting the parents, says that to honor the parents of Ankita Bhandari, he's recommending a CBI probe in this case. We'll get you voices from Ground Zero and more input from Uttarakhand on this story. Story number 2 on the show this evening is what happened in Meerut, the kidnapping horror in Meerut, and how Republic crew was attacked in Meerut by the police while it attempted to cover the story. And also we talk about Republic TV's super exclusive story, that is the reunion of Pawars. Junior and senior Pawars would come together once again ahead of the polls. And of course, there is a condition that has been laid out by the senior Pawar. And story number 4 is the message that has been sent out to the youth by none other than the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. He talks about India's history, the lessons from history, and why the youth must take revenge for what happened in history. And story number 5 is the big security threat at the Ram Mandir temple as a man from Kashmir attempts to offer namaz near the Sita Rasoi. And finally, we get you the latest situation in Iran as the protests erupt, and so do the war of words between US and Tehran. So let's get started with the top story that we're tracking for you. Uttarakhand's Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has ordered a CBI probe into the brutal murder of 19-year-old Ankita Bhandari, who was a resort receptionist and allegedly killed by the owner of that resort in Rishikesh. This decision now comes amid renewed outrage and protests across the state, with demonstrators demanding justice for Ankita. That's long been pending. Prime accused Pulkit Arya is the son of a former BJP leader. Leaked audio clips have raised questions about the involvement of VIPs and politicians in this case. Now, here's more in this report.
In a case that shook Uttarakhand's conscience, justice gets a fresh push. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has now ordered a CBI probe into the brutal murder of 19-year-old Ankita Bhandari. The decision comes amid renewed outrage on the streets. Ankita, a young receptionist at a resort near Rishikesh, vanished in September 2022. Days later, her body was recovered, triggering nationwide anger. The prime accused, resort owner Pulkit Arya, son of a former BJP leader, along with 2 associates, were arrested soon after.
देखिए, बहन अंकिता के माता पिता मुझे मिले थे और मैंने पहले ही कहा था कि उनके माता पिता जैसी जांच चाहते हैं, जो चाहते हैं, हम उसके आधार पर आगे कार्रवाई करेंगे। उनके माता पिता ने मिलकर मुझे अपनी भावना से अवगत कराया, उनकी भावना का सम्मान करते हुए CBI जांच की संस्तुति कर दी है।
The plot deepens even more. The wife of a former BJP MLA released audio clips confirming the VIP angle. A senior party leader was mentioned in relation to the case, sparking speculation. Who was the VIP responsible for Ankita's murder?
अंकिता भंडारी के जो है उनके जज की निगरानी में हो रहा है, तो CBI भी दबाव में रहेगी कहीं, क्योंकि इनको भी कोर्ट में जाना है CBI को और तथ्य पेश करने हैं, इसलिए कोई गड़बड़ी होने की संभावना कम रहती है। फिर भी मगर आज की तारीख में जो जजेस भी आ रहे हैं, ये RSS वगैरह के आ रहे हैं, और मोदी सरकार जो है इतनी दमनकारी है, इतने रेप केस हो रहे हैं, पूरे बलात्कार, पूरे देश में महिलाएं आंदोलन हो रही हैं और इन पे झूठे केस लादे जा रहे हैं, हम पे भी झूठे केस लादे गए हैं, और ये चाहते हैं।
मार्च से आपको लगता है कि दबाव बनेगा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के ऊपर, प्रशासन?
हाँ, आज जो मशाल जुलूस और कैंडल मार्च हो रहा है, उसका जो है उससे भी दबाव बनेगा, और कल जो बंद हो रहा है 11 तारीख को पूरा उत्तराखंड बंद करा जा रहा है, इससे सरकार पर भी दबाव रहेगा और CBI पे भी दबाव रहेगा कि सही तरीके से जांच करें, और जो भाजपा सरकार के जो दबाव बना रही है, जो गुमराह कर रही है लोगों को, और अपनी दिखा रही है कि हम लोग इसमें शामिल नहीं हैं, मगर पूरा मामला ही बीजेपी से जुड़ा हुआ है।
4 years later, we are still left with questions and no answers. Was a politician present there at the time of the incident who killed Ankita for a refusal to entertain him? Why was the role of politician overlooked during the investigation, or was there any political role in the cover-up? With the CBI stepping in, hopes of an impartial, thorough and unrestricted investigation are rising.
And the tragic news that came in from Meerut, where a minor Dalit girl has been abducted and the mother was attacked with an axe when she resisted the abduction. Now, the injured mother succumbed to her injuries during the treatment and the accused is on the run, with the minor also missing. Police have registered an FIR, formed 5 teams to trace the accused and find the minor girl. As investigations underway, Republic TV has been on ground zero, and in fact, Republic TV's reporter Amrit Tiwari was attacked while he was leading the coverage. He was bringing out the truth of the matter. What is it that is being hidden in this case is the big question also. Here's more.
A Dalit mother trying to stop the abduction of her daughter was brutally attacked with an axe. She later succumbed to her injuries. This is a chilling reminder of lawlessness and deep-seated caste tensions which has emerged from Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. In Kapsar village, a Dalit woman has been brutally murdered and her daughter kidnapped, an incident that has sent shockwaves through the region. But the tragedy didn't end with the crime. It sparked a massive face-off between grieving locals and the police. The village is a fortress, the family is in mourning, and the political temperature is rising.
हमारी मांग है, मेरी बहन चाहिए, मैं बरामद है आसिक। उसके बाद ही जो भी होगा निर्णय जब भी ले जाओगा, चाहे दिन लग जा, पूरा 1 महीना लग जा, पूरी साल लग जा, गल भी जाओगे, यहीं रहेगी।
अभी अंदर में बातचीत हो रही थी, क्या बात?
वो कुछ बातचीत नहीं हो रही भाई, इतनी बातचीत हो रही है, ढूंढ रहे हमें, और बाकी बात नहीं कर रहे, कुछ भी हम बात कर रहे हैं अपनी सिस्टर की। हमारी जो ही मांग है, जितनी बारी मांग करी, हमें चाहिए हमारी सिस्टर।
वो सुबह जंगल गए थे, खाना लेके जा रहे थे और रास्ते में उन्होंने घेर लिया उन्हें, और पहले लड़की को छेड़ा और फिर लड़की को छेड़ा, जैसे मम्मी उन पर को भागी तो उन्होंने जो फरसा मार दिया उनका, वे वहीं गिर पड़ी।
कितने लोग लगभग?
कम से कम 5-6 जने होंगे वे उनके साथ में।
A Dalit woman was killed in cold blood. Her daughter still missing, allegedly abducted by a local man. Police have formed 10 teams led by the Additional Superintendent of Police to find the accused and trace the kidnapped woman. On the other hand, the tension reached a breaking point outside the hospital when the police attempted to move the victim's body for a post-mortem without informing the family. A mob intercepted the ambulance. Windows were shattered, slogans were raised, and for 2 hours, a standoff ensued. The demand was singular: no arrest, no post-mortem.
राजपूत समाज का लड़का है जिसका नाम पारस है। उस लड़के ने उस लड़की को कुछ छेड़खानी की होगी, माँ को गुस्सा आया तो माँ ने कुछ कहा तो जो है माँ के सिर पर प्रहार कर दिया पलकटी से, जो गन्ना काटने वाली होती है। उसके बाद में उस लड़की को लेकर वो फरार हो गया है। और जी पुलिस प्रशासन अपना पूर्ण कार्य कर रहा है। पुलिस प्रशासन ने जो पारस नाम का व्यक्ति है, उसकी दादी, बाबा, उसकी माँ,
All right, we're getting in live visuals from Somnath. This is the Prime Minister's convoy that has just arrived as the Prime Minister's sojourn, spiritual sojourn kick-starts and this year, as he is going to offer prayers at the Somnath temple, the Somnath Jyotirling in Gujarat, and those are the visuals coming in straight from Gujarat. The Prime Minister, you can see, is being welcomed by the locals, welcomed by the supporters as well on the streets leading up to the much revered Somnath Jyotirling temple. And of course, Somnath having its own history of being destroyed by the invaders multiple times, and its restoration and its protection. And now the Prime Minister will be offering prayers at the temple, and he's welcomed, a rousing welcome for the Prime Minister as we speak on the streets of Somnath, as he's cheered on, and he will be participating in Somnath Swabhiman Parv tomorrow. He will be also participating in special mantra chanting, that is the Omkar mantra chanting at the Somnath temple. And this is marking the 1000 years of resistance of Somnath temple. As I was telling you, this has a history. This temple has a history of its own for decades, for centuries. This has seen the invaders destroying, multiple attempts to destroy Somnath has been witnessed by history, by the people, by the devotees, but every time it remains protected. Such is the faith of the people, faith of the followers, faith of the Sanatanis in the Somnath temple. And the Prime Minister is going to mark the 1000 years of the centuries and centuries and centuries of resistance as far as the Somnath temple, the Sri Somnath temple is concerned. The Prime Minister visiting the Somnath temple has arrived in Somnath, and Prime Minister Modi in fact also spoke about it, wrote about it. Somnath temple attack strengthened India's cultural unity. That was what the Prime Minister said during the Somnath Parv celebrations. He in fact shared memories from his earlier visits. My colleague Niranjan Narayan Swamy joined us on the phone line. Niranjan, of course, the Prime Minister has also emphasized how this Parv is a celebration of the resilience of faith, that despite the repeated attacks in history on the shrine have been resisted, and how the faith has triumphed every time, and it becomes very, very important in symbolism, and with Prime Minister's the continuous efforts to highlight India's cultural unity as well.
Well, that's correct. I'm hoping you're getting my audio, Rakshita.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Prime Minister is here, and he's likely to spend the next 48 hours almost in Somnath, Gujarat. In Gujarat specifically, he's going to move to Ahmedabad on Monday. But today's visit is significant. He's in fact going to stay here today, and tomorrow is the Somnath Swabhiman Parv. It marks 1000 years since the first attack on the Somnath temple. So it's a historic moment. In fact, the Prime Minister is marking 1000 years since the first attack took place on the Somnath Mandir, and the fact that the Somnath temple has stood tall despite the repeated attacks over the different centuries. Now, just to give you a little bit of history on this, in 1026, the year 1026, exactly 1000 years ago, the first attack by Ghazni took place on the Somnath Mandir. And even until recently, I think there was many pictures from the 19th century that are available that show the condition of the Somnath Mandir, and how over the years and over the centuries it's been, constructed again and again and again, targeted by invaders over the centuries. And it's a story of resilience. It is a story of how, despite the destruction, the Hindu civilization stood tall. And it is also a symbol of Bharat Mata, and how the country has withstood different invaders, including the British, our recent invaders, the recent ones. And that is why this is a very significant visit. In fact, on Monday, he's going to be meeting the German Chancellor as well, who is in Ahmedabad, that is on the 12th. But just to give you an idea about the Prime Minister's visit today and tomorrow, he's going to be here overnight, and tomorrow morning is the Somnath Swabhiman Parv. There is also a vibrant Gujarat regional conference for Kutch and Saurashtra. That's also in Rajkot. That's tomorrow. The Prime Minister will also inaugurate the Ahmedabad Phase 2 of the metro. That's the second half tomorrow. And day after, the big day when the Prime Minister will be meeting German Chancellor Merz in Ahmedabad. And he will also be, along with the German Chancellor, he will be visiting the Sabarmati Ashram and taking part in the International Kite Festival in Ahmedabad. Now, as far as tomorrow's program is concerned, 9:45 a.m. is when the Shaurya Yatra is scheduled to take place. It's a ceremonial procession that is expected to honor the countless warriors who laid down their lives defending the Somnath temple. And around 10:15 a.m. tomorrow, the Prime Minister will perform darshan and puja in Somnath Temple. Around 11 a.m., the Prime Minister will participate in a public function marking the Somnath Swabhiman Parv. He's expected to speak at 11 a.m. tomorrow, so that's appointment viewing, because it's going to be a speech on the Hindu civilization and withstanding invaders. And the Prime Minister thereon, in the second half of the day, perhaps post 1 p.m., will travel to Rajkot and participate in the Vibrant Gujarat Regional Conference. This is what we know. And tomorrow morning there are a few more details that we have. That on 12th as well, he has a packed day when he meets the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who will be in Ahmedabad early morning on Monday, and around 9:30 both leaders will go to Sabarmati Ashram. They'll also take part perhaps in the International Kite Festival at the Sabarmati Riverfront around 10 a.m. And this will be followed by bilateral engagements from 11:15 at Mahatma Mandir, Gandhinagar, where the Prime Minister and the German Chancellor will review the progress made in the India-Germany strategic partnership, which recently completed 25 years. So it's a very significant visit. It's a symbolic visit of the Prime Minister. Most importantly, symbolic one, that to mark 1,000 years of the Somnath invasion, and how, of course, after each attack, we've stood the test of time. Back to you.
Right. Many thanks, Niranja, for joining us with those details coming in on that story. And viewers, we will continue to get you more details as the Prime Minister will be reaching the Somnath Temple. In the meantime, we continue with the top stories that we're tracking for you on 6 Stories at 6. It's Super Republic exclusive, viewers. In fact, we will be stepping into a very, very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more inputs from Somnath as the Prime Minister embarks on his visit.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most